my channel. My name is Hermione, and on this channel I like to share with you how you can live your best life on a budget. Today's video is Halloween themed, quite clearly because this isn't my regular background going on. So in this video today I wanted to show you guys some DIYs and some decorations and even some party treats that you can make for the upcoming Halloween season. The overreaching theme of this video is pink and very girly and feminine. I just wasn't feeling the orange and black theme this year, but obviously any of these DIYs can be made in more Halloween appropriate colors or whatever colors you're going for. I just wanted to go the pink route this year, so hopefully you guys don't mind. Hopefully some of you even like it, but like I said, you can change these up as you feel appropriate. And today's video is very kindly sponsored by Storyblocks, who I've actually mentioned a few times in the past. I've worked with them before. They used to be called Graphic Stock, but they've undergone a bit of a rebrand, so they're now Storyblocks, and you can find them at storyblocks.com. They offer a subscription service for creators and anyone who needs access to royalty-free images like graphics, photography, and vectors. They have over 400,000 images that you can use, and I'm actually using one of them in the DIYs today. By becoming a member you can save 60% on market prices, and they're actually offering 7 days of free membership if you click the link in the description bar below. So if you want to use that offer you can get started today, and I just want to say a big thank you to Storyblocks for sponsoring this video, because it helps make these videos possible and it helps me make more spooky content for you guys. Anyway, without further ado, let's jump into these very spooky, very scary pink DIY Halloween decorations. Let's go. First up are these decorative tombstones that I've gone ahead and painted pink. These are a great addition to any Halloween party or a photo booth backdrop. So I picked up these tombstones in Poundland and then I painted them pink. I gave them a really rough coat so that it looked kind of distressed, and I used a large paintbrush to do this. When that was dry I went in with a coat of very light pink paint on the raised areas, and once again I did this really roughly to give it that distressed look. Do this with a dry brush and get rid of any excess paint before you start painting, and that way you will get this look very easily. So there you have it, a quick upcycle project to make a very cheap Halloween decoration look a little bit more expensive. Next up, I'm going to show you how easily you can make a floral pumpkin, and these seem to be super on trend at the moment. You can do them with fake flowers, real flowers, succulents, whatever you like, so let's get into it. Start by taking your pumpkin and carve a hole in the top and then hollow out your pumpkin. Make sure it's nice and clean on the inside and that there's no seeds or gunk left over, just as you would do if you were carving a pumpkin regularly. Okay, so truth time, this is actually a squash because pumpkins aren't yet in season here, and this is all I could find. So I've tried to carve out the inside, but I'm struggling. So let's just pretend that this is a pumpkin that I've actually carved the inside out of, because it's been about 30 minutes and this is how far I've got. So once you've gone ahead and carved your pumpkin or your squash, you can go ahead and add any kind of fake flowers in your color scheme or succulents or whatever you would like. I mixed this up by adding a few different variations of fake flowers. These were all from Poundland, so they were very inexpensive. And there you have it, a very cheap decoration, and I think this would look lovely as a centerpiece on a table if you're having some kind of party. If you want a really quick and easy way to decorate a large wall space without spending much money, then you can go ahead and make these cute little bats that you can stick all over the wall wherever you think needs some more decoration. So start by creating your stencil. This is the one that I downloaded from Storyblocks, as I said earlier. Go ahead and cut this out, and then once you've done that you have the stencil that you can lay on any kind of colour of cardboard or thick paper that you would like. Draw around your stencil, creating as many bats as you'd like, then cut them out in the same way you cut the original stencil. Once you have them cut out, fold them very gently in the middle, and then all you have to do is stick them onto your wall using a little bit of blue tack or some kind of washi tape or something else that's not going to damage the wall. And there you have it, a statement wall that didn't cost much to make and was very simple to do. Another way to decorate a large wall space is to make a banner, so I put this one together and it was very simple to do. Let me show you how I made it. I started by selecting some large sticker letters in the phrase "I put a spell on you." Now obviously you don't have to use sticker letters, you can draw these or you can make stencils, but I had loads of these lying around so I went ahead and used them. Here I'm just making the banner template by making a square that fits the letter and then drawing a little triangle at the bottom to give it that banner shape. And then once I was done with that, I cut it out and then used this to cut out another 15 banners. Once you've cut out all of your banners, you can go ahead and glue or stick your letters on or paint them if you'd like. Then once you've done all of those, make sure to use a hole punch to punch 2 holes in the top of each piece of card. You should then have something that looks a bit like this that you can then string a piece of wool through, and I'm stringing it through the back so that the wool doesn't show on the front. And if you'd like some extra security, you can tie a knot every time that you pull the wool through, that way the letters aren't going to move around. Make sure your letters are spaced nice and evenly, and then all there is left to do is to hang it on the wall. And there you have it, a very simple wall decoration piece that takes up quite a lot of space, but it doesn't cost a fortune to make. If you want to spruce up your bed or your couch a little bit for the Halloween season, this spiderweb pillow might just get you feeling a little bit spooky. So if you want to see how I made it, let's jump right in. So I took an old cushion cover and using puffy fabric paint, I started from a point slightly off center and I drew all these lines going all the way out to the edge. Don't worry if this isn't perfectly straight because spiderwebs are not supposed to be perfect, and I noticed that within time this got a lot easier to do, but the first few lines were a little bit wobbly. If you want to avoid this, just test it out on a piece of paper beforehand. Anyway, once you've got all the lines coming out from the middle point, you can go ahead and add those wavy lines that connect them together. Add as many of these as it takes to get to the edge of the pillow, and then you're done. Leave it to dry overnight because otherwise this will smudge, and one thing I would recommend is to actually keep the pillow flat while you're doing this. I should have taken the pillow out, but I just kind of forgot. Anyway, this is what mine looks like at the end, and it's just a very simple way to upcycle an old cushion cover. If you can't find any Halloween themed balloons but you'd like to make some, this is a very simple, very simple way of how to do it. Take a small piece of black paper and then draw out some wobbly ghosty eyes and a mouth. They don't have to be perfect, actually the more asymmetrical the better, it just looks a little more ghosty that way. So these are the ones that I cut out, and then all you have to do is go ahead and use some Mod Podge or some PVA glue to paste onto the back of the paper and pop those on the balloon. Once you've done that, just hold your fingers on it for a few minutes until it dries, otherwise it might start peeling off, but this shouldn't take very long at all. I told you this is easy, right? Well, you can also do this with orange balloons and make pumpkins. You can make cats and witches and bats and whatever you want and whatever will fit your party theme. And then lastly, I have 2 very simple Halloween treats that you can make. They are not diet friendly, but they're great for Halloween parties. First up are these spooky barbecue skewers with jelly sweets. All you'll need to make this is a bunch of jelly sweets and some barbecue skewers. Simple! So what you want to do is pierce the sweets and just slide them onto the stick. This was a lot more difficult than it looks. For some reason, the sticks I had were really thick, so do bear that in mind when you're making these. But just go ahead and slide on any kind of spooky looking sweets that you have and make a few of these to leave on your table for your guests to eat. And here are some classic Monster Mouth cookies that are very easy to make and they're really inexpensive too.
You'll need some cookies of your choice, mini marshmallows, some gummy fangs, and some red icing. So start by pumping a small amount of red icing along the outside edge of half of one of the cookies and then place on your mini marshmallows. You can put as many as you'd like. I did 4 and then I cut the fangs off this jelly sweet and molded them ever so slightly to be a little bit more pointy. I then decided to put these to a side and add them a bit later. Add some more red icing onto the top of the marshmallows so you can affix the top cookie, and then go ahead and add your fangs. You can actually use slivered almonds for this as well, but I couldn't find any almonds, so we're just using these. Then once you've done that, go ahead and place the top cookie on, and if you'd like, maybe go in and add a little bit more blood if you just don't think it's gory enough. And there you have it, monster teeth cookies. I made one with fangs and one without, so you can do this however you'd like.
So that's everything that I have to share with you guys in today's very spooky DIY video. I really hope you liked it. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up so I know to make more DIY Halloween videos. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a very great and spooky week ahead of you. See you in my next one. Bye!